but we started coming to this area late 60s, both hiking and boating. We did some of the early paddling in this area. But one of the things that was really neat was when we moved here about 1974, actually it was 74, this was a wonderful place to hang out. There was not a lot of traffic here in the area like has been in some years, but I loved to browse through and see what was there. We lived in an old log cabin at that time, and even my flower container, which is oversized, has got a mama duck on it, and I bought it here. One day when I come in to get some lunch, you could just go up to the counter, and it was reminiscent of my childhood even, and it's so exciting to me to think about being part of restoring this and having it going again. I've got great grandchildren who live in this area, and I'm so excited that they will perhaps get to enjoy this as much as we have through the years.
First decade of the 20th century, and the Tanner family bought it in 1923. So at the same time, right across the street, the Howard Hall general store and later grocery store were here. The courthouse was built in 1904. Just on the other side of the Howard Hall building, we have what was originally, when Citizens Trust Bank and Trust vacated what is now the Tanner store, built a two-story bank building on the other side of the Howard Hall building that ultimately became City Hall, and most recently will become the Morgan County Museum. Further away down the street here, you've got the Presbyterian Church that dates to the 1800s. You've got the old jailhouse that dates to, I think, 1930. So I think it's really kind of interesting to imagine what this community might have seemed like. It was a bustling little rural community with a number of existing buildings, several of which have been designated for inclusion in the National Register of Historic Places. The Tanner store itself, I think, served a number of needs for the community. It was, of course, a restaurant and a soda fountain. Also, the miners from the coal mines in Gobi were brought into town. The Tanner building had a shower facility out back, and the miners were able to come here and shower up after working their shifts. The corner building, once occupied by the bank, became Tanner Drug Store. And one of the beautiful aspects of this structure is that everything is here. The old ice cream freezers, the old cash register, the bank's vault is still intact. So, so much has been preserved here. Should I get into my...
When I was a little girl, which I am now 78, we used to come out and get medicine from the great-grandfather, I suppose, of Tanner's here. He was the pharmacist, and his wife was the cashier, and we got ice cream in our little glass bowls, and they brought us a glass of water. We sat at those little tables, and I really enjoyed it, and I felt like I was in an expensive place. It was always a beautiful place, and I love it.
One of my favorite stories about the Tanner store is when about 1974, 75, there was 5 children of us, and our money was tight, and my parents gave each of us $10 to come to Tanner's store and do a little shopping spree for Christmas. And I picked out these little earrings here, and every time that I pulled these out of my jewelry box, I think about that Christmas shopping spree that we got to come to Tanner's store and do.
I grew up here in town, about 2 blocks from Tanner's store. Locals, we called it Nick's, because Nick Tanner's the one that ran it. Like I said, as soon as I got big enough to come to town, I come over to town. I come in the store, buy candy, buy comic books, I had magazine. Later on, I started buying hot rod magazines, motorcycle magazine. He had a big magazine rack. You could find just about anything you wanted at Nick's. I used to come in, my dad had a store next to his. I worked there for a while, grocery store. I come in, get a cheeseburger, whatever. Later on, get a cup of coffee. Just buy fishing baits, bought a high-powered rifle. You could get just about anything you wanted at Nick's or Tanner's Cafe. Sitting in there one day, man come in. He said, "Could I help you?" He said, "I don't know if you can or not." I said, "I need a guitar string." "You got them?" "Yeah, I do." He went back towards the vault, come back out with a guitar string. Later on, a few years later, my sister got a mandolin. She didn't play it much, and I said, "Can I borrow it? Try to learn how to play it." So me and my cousin got it, and it's out of tune. We went to try to tune it up, broke a string on it. He told me which one I needed. I said, "Well, I'll go next, get a guitar string and cut it off." I went next to him and said, "I need such string." I said, "I'll cut this off." He said, "Why are you going to cut it off?" I was putting it on the mandolin. He said, "Why don't you let me sell you a mandolin string?" My mouth dropped open. He said, "I got them for mandolins, banjos, and fiddles." I mean, anytime anybody come in town looking for something at the store, and something we didn't have, I'd say, "Go to Tanner's." He only had it.
3.
The town square of Wartburg holds a lot of sweet memories for me and my family. Before the 4-lane was built, my great aunt and uncle lived at the top of Water Tank Hill. And one of the adults would walk the kids down the path from their house down to the town square and bring us to Tanner's for ice cream. And we just thought that was the greatest time ever. We grew up going to First Baptist Church. It was a safe place. We never felt threatened. And we just visited all the little stores along the strip. And one time when I was 4 years old, I wasn't supposed to, but my cousin, who was the same age, and I took off from their house, came down the hill by ourselves holding hands, and they missed us and didn't know where we were. And we were walking around the town square with our little ice cream cones, just happy as could be. So I would love to see Wartburg preserved so that we can all have those fond memories.
3.
I grew up here all my life in Wartburg, Tennessee. My dad had a grocery store right down here beside Tanner's Drug Store. I spent many a pennies, nickels, dimes, 15 cents on comic books, on candy, on Tiger Beat magazines, and whenever the new magazines come out, Nick would rip the cover off the old ones and throw them in the corner. We could go back there in the back and get them for a nickel a piece. What a deal that was. Best memories ever.
I want to talk about Tanner's. When I was in high school, I was working as a janitor and summer job here at the courthouse just across the street. Loved to come over here and get the hamburger, cheeseburger, the chili, the strawberry shake. That was a big plus. And then it's fun to know that janitor at the courthouse that I later got to be and serving now as a general sessions judge, and just to see the history here and let it go on. Got a grandson 9 months old. I'd like to see him be able to know this building and the history that's behind it in our town. So we'd love to have the HGTV come in and redo it.
Hey guys, I'm Robert Word, and I am one of the local county commissioners, and I started my career here 41 years ago as a young EMT student. I would come up here to Nick's store and sit and visit with him and have a Coke or a sandwich or something. And what made it even more special with Nick was our ambulance station was actually just 1 block down the road here, and we could walk up here, and Nick's house was right beside our ambulance garage. So we'd see Nick during the day here in business and have conversations with him. And then in the evening, Nick would come down, and he was always working. He was a hard worker, and he would mow his yard. And we weren't very busy as an ambulance service back then, so we'd actually go over and help him a little bit in his yard. Then we'd sit on his front porch and have a glass of tea with him and talk and just listen to his stories. Outstanding guy. Always enjoyed coming here. Certainly enjoyed sitting on his front porch with him. It's just great memories here in Wartburg.